Well, hello, guys. Welcome back. This is Joy, the Detox Coach, and I am here with you guys live from the beach. You may or may not get to see the sunrise from the fact that I don't believe the sun will rise until about 7:30, and right now it's closer to 7 o'clock, and I won't be on here for 30 minutes talking to you guys. But I do have some things that I want to share, so I want you to pay attention. Because if you're listening to this, I don't believe you're listening by accident. I believe you're listening on purpose at the right freaking time. Like, there's no accident. So I want to first start off by saying that we all have levels of awareness. And I always wonder, like, how come I attract people to my message who are, some of the people who I attract to my message are people who have already had the shot. Why are they listening to my message when I'm bashing the shot? Why are they listening? Why are people who take prescribed drugs listening to my message when I bash drugs? Why are people who eat crap, why are they listening to my message when I bash processed foods? Why are these people listening to my message when I'm bashing some of the habits that they are doing or some of the choices that they've made? And now I believe I know the reason why they're following me and following my message. And that is because they know that deep down inside of me, I've been in their shoes. Let me say that again. They know that deep inside of me, I've been in their shoes before. And that's why I want to start off by talking about levels of awareness. Anything that is outside of your level of awareness will seem ridiculous or it will seem extreme. Let me say that again. Anything that's outside of your level of awareness will seem ridiculous or it will seem extreme. And my first mentor reminded me of that because I'll never forget my first mentor. Our kids were around the same age at the time. Let's just say somewhere between 3 to 6 years old. And I'll never forget that she was telling me that her children had never, ever had McDonald's. And in my limited thinking at that time, I felt like that was almost abuse. Like, what? Your kids have never, ever had McDonald's? They're missing out on fun childhood memories. They've never had McDonald's. It sounds ludicrous to me now, but at the time, based on my level of awareness, her habit of and way of life of not subjecting her children to that processed food at McDonald's, to me, it was extreme. That's where my mind was at that time. It was extreme. I didn't know that she was planting a seed in me to expand my thoughts. To expand my thoughts. At that time, my thoughts had been already not only programmed by society and advertisements, but also my experiences. Your experiences program your thoughts. So then my second mentor, this is after I've been in the holistic wellness industry I'd been in it for a decade. And my second mentor was the practitioner who taught me synergistic kinesiology with muscle testing. And I'll never forget, I was having a conversation with her once, and she was telling me not to sleep with my cell phone on the nightstand next to my bed. And again, I thought that was extreme because that was outside of my level of awareness. So what did I just say? If it's outside of your level of awareness, you would consider it ridiculous or extreme. And she talked to me about other things that were way deeper than 5G and radiation and keeping the cell phone by my head. But just her starting the conversation there, I thought it could not be that bad. It's just a freaking cell phone. It's just next to the bed. I'm not sleeping with it under my pillow. It couldn't be that bad. So again, I had a limited level of awareness. So when I now realize that I have people who are following me and listening to me bash industries or listening to me bash people who have an agenda, a wicked agenda against the whole population, I understand why some of you consider it ridiculous. I understand why some of you consider it extreme, because I've been there before where I thought certain things that I was exposed to were ridiculous, that it couldn't be that freaking serious. But I'm here to tell you that it is serious, guys. And if you continue to ignore the signs, because guess what? There were people who were trying to warn people of what was coming probably 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago, and they didn't have proof. And they were called conspiracy theorists because they didn't have proof to back it up. But now there are signs in front of you all day, every day. So if you choose to ignore the signs, shame on you. Because now to me, it's easier for me to convince you of it when there's so many signs. And I promise you I'm not here to convince you of anything. I promise you, because I have the level of awareness, so I'm good. I can leave this beach right now and go home and take a nap right now if I want to. Yes, take a nap, because my day starts at 4:45 a.m. So I could take a nap right now if I want to, and I would be okay. But I'm here talking to you because just like I needed, I love the fact that somebody exposed me to a higher level of awareness. I want to do the same. It's as simple as that. So I have to tell you about some things right now that they are planning, and you need to make sure that you get your house in order. I don't fearmonger. This is not about fearmongering. Fearmongering means I'm giving you information to scare you. I don't want to scare you. I want to prepare you. Let me say that again. I don't want to scare you. I want to prepare you. All right. Number one. This was a planned and manipulated virus. This was a planned and manipulated virus. This wasn't an accident. This wasn't oh my, we didn't see this coming. This was a planned and manipulated virus. So I refuse to accept the solution from the same people who created the problem. Let me say that again. I refuse to accept a solution from the same people who gave and manipulated the problem. Why would you have somebody come into your home, break into your home, steal all of your goods in your home, and then all of a sudden they tell you a solution about home security? Why would you listen to them? They're the ones that freaking broke in your home in the first place. So why would you listen to their solution? Why would you be even open to their solution? They're the ones that created the problem in the first place. So I wouldn't trust them with the solution. So I'm not trusting the people who planned and manipulated the virus with their solution to the virus. That's number one. That's common sense to me. Number two, they're planning and manipulating a cyber virus. So this is going to be a blackout. This is going to be a case where there will be no electricity. There will be no using the internet. There will be no going to social media. There will be no me hopping on a live stream letting you guys know what's going on or how to prepare or what to do. That would not be an option. So that's why I did a post recently that said you're going to have to get books. Because when you have books available at home, hard copy books, then you have access to information, because there may be information you need on how to do something that you currently do not know how to do. There will be a planned and manipulated drought. There will be a planned and manipulated drought. You will not have full access to water. So right now there's level 2 in some places. This is apparently, I believe, going to go up to level 6 or 7. Level 6 or 7 is really, really, really dangerous because you're recycling water to use it. Level 2 means that there's certain level 2 and level 3 means there are certain places where they're going to say you are not allowed to use X amount of water. Some of the things you may notice with the water already is that your water bill is higher than normal. After it leaves that level, it'll get to the level where they say you can no longer water your acreage. You can no longer water your landscaping. And then it will get to the point where they say you can only use 50% of the water in your home that you're currently using. Remember, anytime they plan and manipulate a problem, it's always in the name of public safety. It's always in the name of public safety. If it was not in the name of public safety, then people would fight it. But if they are told that it is for your safety and for the safety of your neighbors, for the safety of your family, now people will act out of fear. That is why fear is the number one thing that they need from the population. If you are scared, you are easily controlled. Before I move on, guys, I want you to tell me if you are starting to side-eye what's going on in the world right now. I would like to know when you started to side-eye it. Did you start to side-eye it 18 months ago? Did you start to side-eye it in the year 2000? Did you start to side-eye it after the Twin Towers? Did you start to side-eye it 30 years ago? Like, at what point did you start to question the motives of the government or the powers that be? At what point did you start to question it? That's what I want to know. Put the year you started to question it in the comments. I'm going to look at that a little bit later. For me, I believe I started to question it hard in the year I wrote my first book, R3 Diet, which was 2008. 2007, 2008, when I started to do research on it, and I started to see the manipulation that they had in the food and pharmaceutical industry. So that is what caused me to start to see some things that just made me sick to my stomach, that I saw were not accidents, that I saw were planned manipulations. All right. So while you guys are putting that in the comments, hey guys, I see who's on here. What's going on? What's going on? All right. So I said that they're going to plan and manipulate a drought. Another thing that they're going to plan and manipulate is road charging schemes. This is already going on in the UK. So in the UK, there are places in the UK where they have to pay to drive. They have to pay to drive. And again, it's in the name of public safety. There's so much pollution here, guys. We need you guys to pay if you want to drive more than 10 miles. We need you to pay. And it is not just a little, guys. It is to the point where some of these people cannot afford to leave their houses. I like, gosh, I can't think of her name right now, but she said that basically you want to look at this as total population control of law. LAW, that's an acronym for land, air, and water. Total population control of land, air, and water, and everything in between. So what is going to happen is everything from land, air, and water, and everything in between can be seized in the name of health and global crisis if it's deemed unsafe. So that is what will happen. They will say, oh, well, that is unsafe. You cannot do that any longer. And now, all of a sudden, your freedoms are taken away. Now, all of a sudden, things that at first you were at liberty to do, now you either have to get permission to do. You have to get permission to go outside. You have to get permission to leave your home, to leave isolation, to leave lockdown. You have to get permission to drive. They have to deem it appropriate. They have to deem it important. This is where things are headed right now, guys. This is where things are headed. I want to know, at what year did you start to question the narrative? This is the narrative. This is why censorship is at an all-time high. This is nothing. As I mentioned yesterday, also, going to Facebook jail because you are on social media giving a different narrative is different than going to real jail. Real jail, guys, imprisonment is what's being threatened right now. This is what they're threatening people with, saying you are going to be imprisoned if you get on social media and you're telling people a different narrative than what these evil psychopaths want to get out as their message, since they already control the media, since they already control tech, since they already control governments, since they already are in control, and so they and have billions and trillions of dollars to put into their campaign to make sure that they continue on with their fear mongering, to make sure that they continue on with their agenda. And so what is it that you have to do? What is it that we, the people, what is it that we have to do? The biggest thing that we have to make sure that we do is raise our personal consciousness. When you raise your personal consciousness, that means that this isn't about just feeling good. This isn't about just being happy. This is about making sure that you stay connected to your divine power, your divine sovereignty, your divine authority, because we have divine rights. I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. Okay, I live in this world, but I am tapping into to spiritual laws, universal laws. I'm tapping into my divine authority, and I'm speaking the life that I want, and I'm speaking the power that I have over my life, over my family, and I'm having and enjoying life. I don't wake up in fear. I don't wake up and say, oh, well, what if they do this or what if they do that? Oh, I'm depressed. There are people right now who are freaking suicidal. There are people who are giving up. There are people who are helpless and hopeless. There are people who are scared. There are people who are scared of dying. I still can't even believe all the people that I see online who are scared of dying of a virus, guys, where it is already stated that 99.5% of the people who even get infected with this virus will live, and they are scared of dying. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you wake up every day scared to die, you're not living. If you wake up every day scared to die, you're not living. That is not life. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is your life. And I am not here on earth to live a lackluster life. I am not here on earth to live in fear. Just like I've overcome every single other obstacle in my life, I will continue to do so. Not in my own strength, but also I am connected to the creator of all. And so with that connection, I am able to rise above any obstacle. We win. That's why I hashtag we win. We win. But you don't win if you're scared. Because if you're scared, you will be controlled. If you're scared, you will succumb to not having enough food, not having enough water, not being able to travel, not being able to connect with other people. You will succumb to what it is that they're fear-mongering. You will succumb to that. There will be a lot of people who will succumb to that. There are people right now that are walking sheep headed to the slaughter, and they will succumb to that. But I will not succumb to that. Those who are listening to me, who are ready to up level their mindsets, who are ready to increase their level of awareness, who are ready to ignite and empower themselves, they will not succumb to that. They will have more than enough. They will have more than enough strength. They will have more than enough food. They will have more than enough water. They will have more than enough wisdom. They will have more than enough guidance. They will have more than enough of every freaking thing that they need. They will not be shut down. They will not be silenced. They will not be broken. They will not be brainwashed. They will not be scared sheep. So if I am speaking to you, I just want you to start your day off knowing this. I want you to start your day off knowing this. You have everything that you need. There is nothing that you don't currently have, that you don't currently possess to not only overcome this situation, but to excel, to expand. Look at the birds out there. They're not scared. Isn't that interesting? They're not scared. They didn't wake up today and say, what am I to do? What does my fate look like? They're not scared. They are being. They are being. They are in their essence. They are expanding. They are growing. They are breathing free air. They are living within their divine rights. And that's what I suggest that each and every one of you guys do. Until next time, R3 for life.